Top 10 Fascinating Facts About the Ark of the Covenant. Imagine unraveling the mysteries of one of the most enigmatic and sacred artifacts in human history. In this video, we will unveil the 10 most astonishing facts about the Ark of the Covenant that has captivated humanity for centuries. Number 10. Target of expeditions. The Ark disappeared from historical records after the destruction of the First Temple in Jerusalem by the Babylonians in 587 BC. Since then, its fate has been the subject of speculation and legend. The lack of detailed descriptions of its final whereabouts in biblical texts has fueled curiosity and the desire to find it. Over the centuries, numerous theories about the Ark's location have emerged, each pointing to different parts of the world. These theories have spurred expeditions to various locations, including Ethiopia. One of the most popular theories holds that the Ark was taken to Ethiopia before the destruction of the First Temple. The Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion in Aksum, Ethiopia, claims to possess the Ark, although only the church's guardian is allowed to see it, keeping the mystery alive. Jerusalem. Some believe the Ark was hidden beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem before the Babylonian invasion. Political and religious restrictions have limited excavations in this area, leaving this theory unverified. Europe. Other legends suggest the Ark was taken to Europe during the Crusades. Though this theory has less historical or biblical support, it has inspired searches in various European countries. Number 9. Cultural inspiration. From medieval paintings to modern literature, the Ark of the Covenant has been portrayed as a symbol of divine presence, power, and faith. In art, depictions of the Ark are often laden with symbolism, showcasing its sacred significance and role as a vessel for the divine. In literature, the Ark frequently appears in narratives exploring themes of faith, power, and the human quest for the sacred, serving as a narrative element that invokes depth and mystery. Undoubtedly, one of the most iconic portrayals of the Ark of the Covenant in popular culture is its appearance in the 1981 film Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, directed by Steven Spielberg. In this thrilling adventure, the Ark is the central object of a quest that draws characters of diverse motivations, from the heroic archaeologist Indiana Jones to the Nazis, who seek the Ark for its supposed power. The film not only captured the global public's imagination but also reintroduced the Ark of the Covenant into contemporary collective imagery, highlighting its timeless and universal appeal. Number 8. Place in Solomon's Temple. Solomon, following divine command and the legacy of his father, King David, built the temple as a permanent home for the Ark. This temple replaced the tabernacle, a mobile structure that had served as the dwelling place for the Ark during the Israelites' desert wanderings. The temple's design, including the Holy of Holies or Sanctum Sanctorum, where the Ark would rest, was inspired by detailed divine instructions to ensure it fulfilled its sacred function as God's earthly home among his people. The heart of Solomon's temple was the Holy of Holies, a perfectly cubic room, where the Ark of the Covenant found its resting place. This chamber, the most sacred within the temple, was separated from the rest of the building by a veil, symbolizing the separation between God and man, the divine and the earthly. Inside, the Ark was placed under the outstretched wings of 2 large gold cherubim, representing God's immediate presence. Access to the Holy of Holies was severely restricted. Only the high priest could enter this sacred chamber, and only once a year, during Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. On this day, the high priest performed purification rituals and offered blood sacrifices to atone for his sins and those of the people of Israel. This act underscored the Ark's holiness and its central role in the relationship between God and his people, acting as a mediator of the divine covenant. Number 7. Transportation process. The Ark of the Covenant, as described in the book of Exodus in the Bible, was built following precise instructions given by God to Moses. This sacred chest, made of acacia wood and overlaid with pure gold, served not only as a container for the tablets of the law, Aaron's rod, and a jar of manna, but also as the focal point of God's presence. Its dimensions and materials were specified by God, as was the method of its transportation. The Levites, members of the tribe of Levi, were designated as the caretakers and transporters of the ark. This responsibility was an honor and a sacred duty, reflecting the Levites' special position as servants of God and the tabernacle. The ark was to be carried on their shoulders, using long wooden poles that passed through gold rings affixed to its sides. This method of transport ensured that the ark was never directly touched by humans, adhering to the divine law that prohibited its direct contact under penalty of death. The transport of the ark was not merely an act of moving an object from one place to another. It was a ritual imbued with spiritual significance. Before moving the ark, the Levites had to perform purification rituals. During its transport, it was common for sacrifices to be made and for the people to gather to worship and sing, marking the ark's passage with great solemnity and reverence. The path taken by the ark, far from being arbitrary, was imbued with divine purpose. Whether leading the people of Israel through the Jordan River or marching around the city of Jericho, the movement of the ark symbolized God's guidance and protection. The physical presence of the ark among the people was a constant reminder of the covenant between God and Israel, of divine provision, and of the holiness required of them. Number 6. Use in battle. The ark, according to tradition, was not just a symbol of God's presence. It was a tangible manifestation of His power and guidance. Its presence on the battlefield was understood not merely as a good luck charm but as an indication that the God of Israel fought for and with His people. This belief is founded on various biblical accounts that highlight the ark's crucial role in Israeli victories. One of the most emblematic examples of this use is found in the conquest of Jericho, in the book of Joshua, chapter 6, verses 1 to 27. Here, the ark was carried around the city for 7 days, accompanied by priests blowing trumpets. On the 7th day, after 7 circuits around the wall and a blast of trumpets, the city's walls collapsed, allowing Israel to take Jericho. This event not only demonstrated the ark's power but also how obedience to divine instructions could result in miracles. In another instance, during the battle with the Philistines at Ebenezer, the ark was brought into the Israeli camp in the hope of securing victory. Though this episode ended in defeat and the ark's capture, in the Gospel of 1 Samuel, chapter 4, it serves as a reminder that its presence did not guarantee triumph without proper obedience and faith in God. The loss of the ark was seen as divine punishment, a call to repentance and spiritual renewal. Number 5. The content. The tablets of the law, also known as the 10 Commandments, are perhaps the most recognized content within the ark. According to biblical tradition, they were given to Moses by God on Mount Sinai, representing the foundation of the covenant between God and Israel. These tablets not only contain religious and moral commands but also symbolize the divine law that governs Jewish life and spirituality. Their presence in the ark underscores the importance of obedience to God's word and the centrality of the Torah in Jewish life. The inclusion of Aaron's rod in the Ark of the Covenant is a testament to divine power and legitimate priestly authority. This rod, which miraculously blossomed to confirm Aaron's selection as the high priest, symbolizes divine choice and spiritual authority. The story of the rod, which sprouted leaves and produced almonds overnight, is a powerful reminder that true authority and leadership come from God's will and power. The manna, the miraculous food provided by God to the people of Israel during their 40-year journey through the desert, also found its place within the ark. A container of this heavenly sustenance was preserved as a perpetual reminder of God's provision and care for His people. The manna not only symbolizes the people's dependence on God's grace and mercy for their daily sustenance but also prefigures the bread of life, that is Christ, according to Christian interpretation. Number 4. Detailed design. The ark was constructed from acacia wood, known for its durability and strength, a material choice that symbolizes the eternity and strength of the covenant between God and his people. Its dimensions were approximately 2.5 cubits in length, 1.15 meters, 1.5 cubits in width, 0.7 meters, and 1.5 cubits in height, 0.7 meters, making it manageable yet imposing. Coated in pure gold both inside and out, the ark radiated a majestic presence. This coating not only reflected the holiness and purity associated with God but also served as a visual reminder of the spiritual richness and reverence owed to him. Atop the ark was the mercy seat, also made of pure gold. It featured 2 cherubim with their wings spread upwards, covering the mercy seat. These angelic figures were not only impressive from an artistic standpoint but also held deep religious significance. The cherubim symbolized the divine presence and served as guardians of the sacred covenant between God and the Israelites. The arrangement of the cherubim, facing each other but with their faces turned downwards towards the mercy seat, symbolizes an attitude of reverence and worship towards God. The Bible describes this place as where God would meet with Moses and speak with him, reinforcing the idea of the ark as a meeting point between the divine and the human. Number 3. Do not touch. The most emblematic incident related to this prohibition is found in the story of Uzzah, a moment that has captured the imagination and reflective spirit of believers and scholars alike. As narrated in the second book of Samuel chapter 6 verses 6 to 7, during the transport of the ark to Jerusalem, Uzzah's impulsive act of reaching out to stabilize the ark, fearing it would fall, resulted in his instant death. This event, far from being a mere anecdote, serves as a potent reminder of the holy fear that the ark, as a symbol of God's immediate presence, inspired. The "do not touch" law underscores the holiness of the ark and, by extension, the holiness of God. It was a physical manifestation of the divine presence among the people of Israel, and as such, was subject to a set of rules that ensured its respect and veneration. This command not only emphasized the purity and separation necessary to approach the divine but also reminded the Israelites of the greatness and majesty of their God, who cannot be handled or controlled by human means. Number 2. Supernatural powers. The fall of Jericho. One of the most emblematic accounts of the ark's powers is found in the conquest of Jericho, in the book of Joshua chapter 6. The city was marched around for 6 days, and on the 7th day, after 7 laps with the ark and a blast of trumpets, the walls of Jericho miraculously collapsed. This event not only demonstrated God's supremacy but also how the ark functioned as a conduit of his power. Plagues among the Philistines. When the ark fell into the hands of the Philistines, far from being a trophy, it became a source of calamities for them. According to the first book of Samuel chapter 5, the Philistine cities that housed the ark experienced disasters, including a plague of tumors and devastation upon their gods, which ultimately led them to return the ark to Israel. The Jordan stopped. Another highlighted moment was when the ark was used to stop the waters of the Jordan River, allowing the Israelites to cross on dry ground, in the passage of Joshua chapter 3. This miracle, like the splitting of the Red Sea, symbolized God's active role in the history of his people, with the ark as the mediator of his power. Number 1. Mysterious disappearance. The ark, according to the scriptures, served as the physical receptacle of God's presence on earth, containing objects of immense religious significance: the tablets of the law given to Moses, Aaron's rod that miraculously sprouted, and a container of manna, the food sent from heaven to feed the Israelites in the desert. Its construction was commanded by God himself, with detailed specifications given to Moses on Mount Sinai, underscoring its unparalleled importance in worship and the life of the people of Israel. The last biblical mention of the ark is found in Solomon's temple, where it was placed in the Holy of Holies, the most sacred place in the temple. However, its fate after the destruction of the first temple by the Babylonians in 587 BC plunges into mystery. The biblical texts do not provide an account of what happened to the ark after this catastrophic event, leaving a void that has been filled with speculation, legends, and theories over the centuries. Theories about the fate of the ark range from the historical to the legendary. Some suggest it was hidden or destroyed before the Babylonian invasion. Others believe it may have been taken to Babylon as war booty. However, there is no concrete evidence to support these claims. One of the most fascinating theories suggests that the ark was taken to Ethiopia, where, according to local tradition, it still resides in the Church of St. Mary of Zion in Axum, under the custody of an assigned priest who is the only one who can see it.